The tone poem by Richard Strauss, Don Juan, is based on a myth. There is this gentleman that uses his seductive qualities to attract as many women as possible. I don't think that it's a character that Strauss himself was trying to glorify. In fact, I think Strauss used the concept of the myth just as a means for him to have as many portraits as possible. He takes each one of these characters, and with them, he is showing us his virtuosity as a composer. The first character that we are presented with, it's a character that is full of life, it's full of energy. We could associate this music with the character of Don Juan himself. It's quite interesting the way that he is able to create a melody out of such a multitude of notes that go by very quickly, yet what the human ear perceives, it's a line that goes in shapes like this to portray this sort of character that it's flirtatious, it makes you want to follow them to see what happens. Another character that is introduced to us, it's a character that it's much more suave and much more beautiful, I would say perhaps a little shy. It's the kind of beauty that takes your breath away. Strauss himself writes in the music, he says, molto appassionato, because this is meant to represent the feelings that you immediately get, perhaps the first time you touch someone's hand. We arrive at the most beautiful, incredible, suave, incredibly peaceful moment. It shows Richard Strauss, who later on in life becomes the great composer of the opera that we know him today. But this, as a young composer, he already shows us how he is able to write a fantastic aria. The most recognizable character in the entire composition is at the return of the victorious horns. Of course, we need to find a way to close this story. And of course, we need to find a way to portray the character in its most vulnerable state. Strauss takes this image and creates a portrait of a dying man. And this is how the composition ends, because it represents the final 3 heartbeats of Don Juan.